when did the reality of that option adult started playing?
You start adulting when you step away from control.
But at that moment, my father immediately told me, what next? Asked me the question, like, asked him, what next? And like, I cannot tell you what down is, what down to realize that Chico Brown is a different kind of story. And so, like, suffering, I don't know that you have to suffer. Thank you. But people die because you're suffering. Let me tell you, so I think there is a varying perception of being adults. One for being adults is being able to actually now I can actually get that. But then without,
I think there's the falsehood of adulting of
we are now free. You can do whatever we want.
you're glad, yes. You never had to be alone in school. Loneliness wasn't a thing unless you are really just
For a girl, the Ugandan dream, after you get married, after you finish, immediately after campus, you're the countdown.
some people are causing their dinner.
You're the countdown. And that's why for education. To delay. It's a reality. Welcome you to another episode of the Catalyst UG. Thank you so much for joining us today. For those who are new here, those who are first timers, have never seen us, it's okay, we're not that famous. This is a platform, this is a community of people who believe that they are able to have insightful conversations, and we're very passionate about bringing diverse opinions. With every conversation, every personality that we bring onto this podcast, we are very intentional about bringing you diversity and making sure that every view and opinion feels welcome, feels heard, and we're trying to be very impartial about everything. Yeah, and obviously we're Christians at heart, and so there's a Christocentric point of view that will always be coming up. So please don't get tired of us. We just got saved. We're just new here. We've just arrived, and so we are passionate about talking about Christ. Yeah, all the time. But so for those who are just new here, I'm your host, Manzi Wide. Alongside me is the one and only other host I have for today. Introduce yourself. Tell them who you are.
My name is Laruk Timothy Matthew. I think they'll get to know me as we go on, probably.
They're always getting to know you.
Yeah, each day. There's always something new, so.
Let me give them a brief. Don't you want people to know where they can find you?
That's the essence of the conversation. These things will come up. So.
Okay. So you can be telling us. But no, even before we get into it, right?
Yeah.
I have a bond to pick with certain people. Those people first come to the front. Now for you are watching, you're not subscribing. What should we do? Yeah. But anyway, we put out this content, and we are just for support, so that we can be able to do more of these things. We ask and we're big. We don't beg. We are informing you, Chiyamba Gwe, that when you like, comment, share, and subscribe, it is helping you. So let's keep those numbers going up. Let's support us and we support you. Yeah, we also want people to bring as many people here and have as many conversations as possible. So the more you engage with us, the more we engage with you, the more that reality is able to actually happen. So just to break, you know how you like to break the ice. Maybe today I'm breaking the ice. Yeah. So how would you describe like the past month for you? Just like 3 words.
Past month is
because
March.
I've taken some time without coming together like this, without shooting. Some people they're asking, "Hey guys, now you've abandoned us. What is not coming?" Well, like guys, relax. Sometimes we also get tired. Yeah, this month basically for me personally, March almost took me out. Yeah, but for you, how has March been for you?
I think the fact that we have not been putting out content speaks for itself.
Yeah,
we have been quite engaged. For lack of a better word. I think we had coursework in March. Was that, and School of Law we usually do coursework in 1 week, but new semester, I guess. We've been doing coursework and we're still doing it up to now. So you can imagine that has been really, at some point it had us a chokehold, I would say. Other than that, what else? I think March was a busy month. That's the first thing, as I said. It being busy, it was also monotonous at a point. I don't know if you guys get that. You can be busy, but when it's the same thing
over and over
you
again,
get, you've just come up maybe with a system, so it's class, this, that. So it was busy, but also monotonous.
Yeah.
I went for my first outing of the semester last month, which was a good thing because
it was indeed a good thing.
What do you mean? That was my compared to first sem. That's how tight things were, I would say. As far as
and first sem you guys thought you'd come for vibes. We're here for vibes, guys.
No, you know, like, what can I say it? Anyway, we shall come to that conversation, I guess, later. But you're going to go out with people, you get. You're not going out solo dates. You're not going to do a solo date at night. At the back of my head, anyway.
I thought you were the king of solo dates.
You can do a solo date during that day. You get like this. You go for an afternoon lunch for yourself. You do a breakfast for yourself. But you're not going to go for a solo date at night. Like, me, it just doesn't.
That makes sense to you.
It doesn't click in my head, you get. And most times, you're going to go out, like, you get at night. That's when you're going to go out. If you're not going out on the weekend, I mean, maybe it's after class, then you go out with your friends. You get. So everyone was so engaged. Actually, I think the outing went on a Monday.
On a Monday.
Many people exactly. Many people were like,
rich people.
Guys, so
only rich people go out on a Monday. Only rich people.
So that's the thing. And first we broke the matrix. You're not accustomed to that.
We're sorry.
One Monday, one Tuesday, one Thursday,
any days.
We shall be out.
Wow.
But other than that, busy, monotonous, and I don't know the third word I can use. For me personally, nothing really comes to mind right now in the moment.
Anyway, on the other side of the world was a broke nigga. Yeah. Much. This
is a bonus I have to pick with some of you. Some of you are always crying. Money. The guys said January was the issue. So for some reason, guys didn't complain a lot this January.
Let me tell you something.
Man,
economy tight.
Every time guys are complaining about money. It has become a song.
Yes.
It's too much.
You don't just give us our problems.
Give us a rest.
Anyway, as people were going out, some of us we were looking in. Actually, yeah.
How was that pain?
That's why we're looking. Problems. I think in this semester, when I've come to a conclusion that it's okay, you can go and sleep. Yeah, you go and sleep. The problem will not go away, but you at least sleep. At least you can. You should be able to sleep. I think anyone going through anything, just enter your bed and sleep, because the problem will not go away, and you can even try to fix it. I think this month has told me that you can die on the hill of trying to fix a problem. You can die on the hill of trying to perfect something.
You're a problem fixer.
We're trying to be solutions into the world, lights into the world. But I almost died on that hill. It ain't much. Apple is promising better things, right? So so I think, or even already, I think in a way hinting about the conversation we're going to have today, because first of all, we're almost spending like a year out of high school, and it is we spent more than a year out of high school. We're almost spending, I think, a year in campus, and so we have had the experience of transitioning from high school years and high school drama, and your biggest stress being some administrator catching you late for morning prep. And now we are on bigger hustles where we're crying about money. We're crying about what?
Some of you have been consistent.
Always been broke.
Secondary, crying about money. Now we are tired. Doesn't mean also we're in the best places.
When we have rich
it's too
people,
much. It's not about being rich, guys.
If you're rich, please don't oppress us.
It's not about being
rich. If you have money, just help. Lend a helping hand. So today you have me. Today you have me. It's okay.
It's not about being rich, as I've told you. What cares about complaining? I'm tired.
If we're broke, leave us be in our situation. We don't understand our pain. Yeah? But so now our hustles are quite different. Our realities are very different, right? And then we were introduced to this term called adulting. People are throwing it around left, right, and center. Oh my god, I'm adulting. Adulting is hard. Adulting, what? And so someone was recently telling me about that whole thing of adulting. Oh my guys, I did not know adulting could be this hard. Guys didn't want us, people were busy, and people thought, and people watch too many series, and people thought
you're going for
grownish. Yara Shahidi, you lied to fools. You lied to us. You told us that we could party throughout the whole semester and still pass.
But there are guys who are partying, by the way.
Big ups to those guys. Those ones should first come and first ask me.
Just that there's something about second sem that has changed the tide of things. Who said first sem? There are guys who partied, man. That was same. And they
still made it.
Now that they've increased coursework, is it to 40%? Guys are going to party and still pass.
But now, like I was saying, so realize that the reality, what we thought was adulting or adulthood, we realize ground is a different kind of story. And so which now it made me think about when was the first time like you realize, what was that moment in your that moment where you realize, by the way, I'm no longer just my father's child. I'm no longer, now for us now, like the last boy. I'm no longer just a last boy. I'm actually an adult and I have to figure things out. I'm no longer just I actually have to make some decisions. I have to actually understand, like, when did the reality of that, I'm actually an adult, settle for you?
I think when you're having some of these conversations, it's good to have a third party present. Because for me, the answers I usually give are not very relatable.
Old man admin out.
They're not very relatable. Because, for example, now I am a last born also. Though when I interact with many people be like,
really? First born vibes.
Yeah, that's the attitude people have.
You are soft life guy.
The idea of that is that for me personally, I can't. Maybe it hasn't yet hit me. I don't think it has yet hit me. That now, man, adult. It's just once in a while where maybe I realize that, and it's not even because of I'm an adult now, but I feel like, man, time is going. I need to maybe execute such and such a dream. Such a thing is what's on my mind as far as adulting is concerned. But I've been in a time like I received an epiphany that, you guys, we are now 21. Nah. For me personally, that doesn't hit you. But I think it's because of school. I think it will hit me after I finish school. That's why I'm trying as much as possible
to stay in school.
For
as long as you can.
One of the postponing unemployment. After this, a master's. After this, another degree. But the idea of that is that for me, I think school really helps. Now when you're in school, yes, you can feel like life is lifing, but you're in school. It's just that obviously we no longer have assured meals.
Food is a hassle.
You have to look for your food and whatnot. But there's just that environment of you're still going to class. To a certain extent, you can still that's different. But to a certain extent, you can still call someone for help. Yet we have not yet reached that place of it is you.
It's no one against the world. No one is coming to save you.
I'll be honest and say I don't think I have yet reached that point of you guys. We are now adults. No, I haven't. That's just honest. I have to be honest. You guys will forgive me.
And I think probably means we brought a commuter. Anton commuter. Then understand the struggles on ground.
Because you see, I keep telling guys that I spend more money than you guys on campus.
What was actually you're rich?
No, it's not about being rich. It's about the fact that I have to move. You get that's transport money. You get that's money that I could be saving. For example, if I was in a hall or in a hostel, I would be saving that money. I would be adulting.
Wow.
but now I have to do it. I commute and I find myself sometimes I don't eat on campus. Okay, not because like I can't, but
because maybe the food is not for.
Not really. Like I have to now save. You get, because if I'm paying extra money on transport, then again I want to eat. Sometimes it
make sense.
It conflicts with my financial plans. You get. So me, those are the ways in which I feel adult now. I have to now be safe. You get such things. Adult now. We're talking about it with a friend of ours in class, and we're like, as boys, there are things we're not going to be asking for money anymore. You're not going to call home and say, man, I need deodorant. Like, what is that?
Yeah, sorry.
You can't call home and ask for that.
Wow.
You can't call home and say, I need to buy new undergarments. We're on social media, we have to use these terms. Yeah, it just doesn't sit well with me in my head. And I think those are the moments I have had of adulting, that there are things I can't ask for anymore. I have to go and buy it myself. I have to sacrifice my money for that.
We should clap. Clap for you. Oh my God.
And many people are
Set the
there.
standard for all of us.
No, many
21-year-olds.
Many people are there. You get. So yeah, that's for me.
Because
That's
I don't think
really
that's a reality for very many people.
okay.
And I feel, and also you shouldn't shame.
I'm not shaming
shame those
anyone.
people.
I'm not shaming.
Me, I understand. It's fine.
I feel
it's still okay.
As I told you, it's subjective.
Okay.
You get where we come from matters.
You're going to make us feel bad.
Where we come from matters. For me, this is how I've grown up. I've grown up with that ideology of there are things I have never actually asked my parents for. You get? There are things which I knew I had to get for myself. You get? Yeah, so from back then, back then,
you may find is just yesterday when they told you you're not giving it up.
Back then it's like P6. Back then it's like P6, and let me tell you why, guys. We're diverting, but I have to shout out to.
Do not think.
No, I have to shout out to
us. This is a public platform.
I have to shout out to Sui and Gilbert. They know this story. Now. Gilbert was in boarding, but Sui and I weren't in boarding. So we decided to open up a shop in class.
Businessmen, entrepreneurs.
This is the first time I did business in my life. And
wow.
What happened is we used to come from home. Obviously, we couldn't buy things like samosas because there were borders. It's that's what they used to call them. Borders had their thing, so we could buy like just like sweets, gum. And we come like you buy it obviously like at 200, you come and sell it at 300 or 400. You buy it. That's simple things we used to do. And I remember one of the things that encouraged us to do that was Sui and I used to buy movies and series a lot. You get so like that was the time when Prime Flash used to be there, Prime Arrow. You don't go to go and say, Daddy, my first help me with money before I want to go and buy movies. You get so we had to think on our feet, like, okay, how are we going to do this? You get now, so we used to stay alone. Okay, let me see the people I've been surrounded with. So we used to stay alone, yes, right from primary. You get
what a hard guy.
Used to stay in like the teacher's
so
quarters.
Shout out to you.
So you see,
what a man.
You think the guys I've been surrounding myself with.
Yes,
so to a certain extent,
we have been with commoners. Commoners, we are here.
now you guys now get where I'm coming from when I say it's not a new thing.
No wonder this guy. No wonder he has money.
No, it's not even that. This is all by that. As far
you're eating the money you used to make in primary. It's the one that
make me laugh. We didn't make a lot actually, I think. Because we did it for like a few weeks just. I think we made over 30. I think it's like 30 pages. Not a lot. You get. So, man, I don't know. Background. Now you guys understand where my answers come from. You have to understand.
Hey, it's come from a rich man.
The people
was me making money.
No, the people I've surrounded myself with. You get. So I mean, it had that epiphany that guys are having now.
You've been an adult all your life.
Exactly. Yes.
You've been an adult all your life.
I need a do-over, by the way. I need to be a last born. I need to be a last born just for a while.
That's a very big thing, right? There's some people actually, realistically, for them they can't identify with this, or they cannot understand what people are talking about adulting.
This is where you come in. No, you don't usually relate with the man.
You can't relate with the commoner. The Montua want to see. You people who feel like you can step on our heads. Yeah, want to see you. Man, I get you. I get the struggle. But yeah, I feel like there's some people who, since they are born, like they didn't have that whole childhood thing. Where like should I say the realities of adulthood came to them while they're still at a young age. So they are transitioning into now where this time when people are struggling with the concepts of what it means to be an adult, how do I adult, looking for a template and stuff like that. Then they have already graduated beyond that. Yeah, I don't want to say it for you. I don't want to give you. We start stepping on our heads and move. But yeah, I understand that. I appreciate that aspect of that concept. So right now, because I'm trying to also think about a moment for myself, yeah. Because I can't say I relate with you about I've not yet, should I say, experienced or had that pressure that by the way, I'm an adult. I think for me personally, it keeps on happening like in different scenarios. I remember one of the first times it happened was okay, not the first time it happened, the time which I think is very significant is in A level, sorry, not A level, sorry, VAC, right? The VAC results come back, what. So now, because I had not, because there's a certain course I wanted to do. You have to do medicine, right? So there, when I applied for medicine in private, I didn't get it, and so there was this thing of that. What are you going to do? So normally you rely on your parents to tell you, oh, you can do this, you can do that, or they help you, like they guide you and your hand, and they tell you, or oh, let's go and figure out this, let's go and ask about this, go and consult about this. But at that moment, my father looked me dead in the eye and told me,
what next?
What next? Asked me the question as well. Like I also asked him back, what next? And he was like, I cannot tell you what's next. You don't tell us what next. And he did not. We did not have. He did not like have a sit down with me and told me, oh, let's look at the options. Nothing. He told me, go and look. You go and look at the options. You go and figure it out, and then come back and tell us what you're going to do. And it was in that moment I was all like,
things are serious.
Things are serious, because looking at a decision that's going to affect, it's going to have a ripple effect on basically your entire life. Yeah. And looking at and that weight alone, so like what if I make the wrong decision and stuff like that? And so that was the first moment, not the first moment, but that is the moment that I can recall where where I realized, like this, like I have no one is coming to save me in this moment. No one is coming to tell me. And even my siblings also did the same thing. Like they told me that we also can't tell you what to do because we cannot think for you. You have to think for yourself at that point. So like, these things are serious. Yeah. And so even moving from that, I think we have to first even appreciate what actually what is actually an adult, or what's adulthood, what's being an adult. Because someone can look at that scenario and be like, what do you mean? You understand? And so I think there is a varying perception of being an adult. For people, being an adult is being able to now I can actually enter Bandali without the bouncer cannot chase me. I have an ID, bro. Yeah, it's clearly saying born 2000.
We have guys who are adults and don't have IDs.
Those ones need prayers. But yeah, I have an ID. You cannot chase me. The bouncer cannot chase me anymore. What else? Some people attribute adulting to now. Recently, we're putting out videos about people who are what? Who are already in the workforce, who are part of the employment sector. The ones who already, who already got a head start. First, we're still figuring ourselves out, asking ourselves, I said I would like get on my future job. But the thing is that, so you have people who are already in that space, and that's how they identify as an adult is, like someone who's able to maybe earn money. But I feel like there's so many things that are a bit adulthood too, but we have to get like a singular definition. So for you, what do you think an adult or adulthood really essentially is supposed to be? Like at the basis root of it.
I don't have a proper definition for it, but I think you start adulting when you step away from the crowd. That's why I believe you can start adulting even before you become 18. Obviously, as a lawyer, I can't say that. Okay, as someone training to become a lawyer. I'm not yet a lawyer.
You don't manifest.
As someone training to become a lawyer, I think the law says obviously 18 and above.
Yeah.
But I believe that you become an adult when you start stepping away from the crowd. That's when you begin adulting. You start stepping away from the crowd and you start saying, for example, this is what I want to pursue. You get? Because as you've said, that decision of, man, you wanted this course and you were not able to get it, so what next? That falls on your laps. You get? That's adulting. I agree very much with what you're saying. So for me, that's a definition. I'm looking for other examples to use, because I can't say, you're saying you're not going to Bandali is adulting. No, I can't say that. It's not true.
It's relative.
Yeah, it's not
subjective.
Yes, it's very subjective. Because yes, there are people that when you meet them, they are actually adults in the sense of the word. And they go there. It's not a bad thing, I would say. But for me, that's my ideology of it. When you begin thinking for yourself, now you're adulting. As you said, your dad was like, man, It's your time. You get such a thing. That's adulting. Stepping away from your friends and you're like, okay, this is what I want to do with my life. You get? Or this is where I want to go with my faith, for example. And the people I hang around with right now, they're not doing that for me. So on top of stepping away from the crowd, that means adulting also means making hard choices. We don't really get to make hard choices as a kid. I don't know if it's like God like cuts off people for you, I would say. It's the way, guys. I never.
Reminding me of certain conversation.
We would never really have to be in that place as kids of, man, now this guy, how am I going to cut him off? Who thinks about that as a kid? But as an adult, you're now thinking about, I need to progress in my life. What is holding me back? Is it the people? Is it that? So that's adulting at the back of my head. That's how I see it. And then I was talking with one of my brothers, I think this week, because there was one of, I think on my snap, for those who are on my snap, one of these weeks, was it last week where I had night prep? We were trying to draft a memorial. At least it was Tuesday. We're trying to draft a memorial for a prep for a moot that's coming up, and we lost our memorial. So imagine you've typed out your work and you lose it.
Problems.
Like we all first sat there.
Contemplating.
You know that level of, we're three. You know that level of quietness where the silence really speaks for itself. So then I texted my brother. I told him, man, I'm just coming home because what is happening?
He said that you're just coming home.
I told him because like he saw what I had posted. Like, hey man, you guys are serious. Then he said, "This is adulting." I told him, man, we have lost the work. I'm just coming home. What do you mean? This is what adulting is about. You get?
You said you had lost the work. You said like, you're just coming home like as if,
like, man, me, I'm done. We have lost the work. I'm child. He's like, no, you can't. You get this. This is adulting. Like this is what happens. You know, thinking on your feet, multitasking. Now, I'm not just showing someone else's perspective. You get? For him, that's how he sees adulting. Like it involves being in those hard spaces where you have to decide and be like, hey guys, instead of putting money here,
we're going to put it here.
I think also he's speaking from the perspective now that he's a dad and whatnot, and husband, which I can't relate to.
Can't relate.
Not anytime soon.
Yeah.
So, as far as adulting is concerned, off the top of my head, because this is not something I've really thought about deeply.
Yeah.
People will forgive me. Stepping away from the crowd is definitely part of adulting.
Yeah.
Like now you're forging your own path. That's what they call it. And on top of that, it also involves therefore making hard decisions. I've accepted that part of adulting that you have to make hard decisions.
Yeah.
Let me continue thinking.
Good contemplating. Yeah, because I think personally, when I think about the whole adult, what an adult is, I was drafting this. People, we don't just come. We put some time.
We make research.
We don't just come. But then also, I think something I've also learned to appreciate from. This is just a disclaimer. Something I've learned to appreciate from also this from this podcast and this space is that we actually don't have all the answers. Yeah. And you find
that's why we encourage engagement. So engage,
comment, because actually you find people actually have so much to say.
Yeah.
About those people, now like going off topic. Our viewers, our friends who are our viewers, who come in our WhatsApp inbox and tell us, you put them in the comment section, so that we can be able. So people be proud about it. People are scared. They don't want to be crucified. Not adulting. They don't want to be crucified for their opinions. Yeah. They come in the inbox and they're all like, man, this is what I think about it, guys. So you want to be cool. But yeah, I realize that people actually have.
But that is actually adulting, because we're at a stage where the only time you will be like really good for what you said is maybe if you're being taken to court. But you can say what you want. No one is going to beat you. Like this is adulting, guys.
For fear in this regime. People be saying now. Anyway, now it's like going off topic. But you know people who have been arrested, who have been charged, put in, not charged, but put in what?
It's just not your lucky day. For some people,
you don't want to risk. You do not want to risk. Hey, your unlucky day can come for you. The one day you choose to be brave, the day that
example.
Spend the night in a
the day you chose to be an adult.
Wait, you chose to be an adult, and the one is like nah boss. We don't do that here. But yeah, so back to what I was saying. Yeah, so there's a diversity of perspective that our viewers can be having, and we like that and we appreciate that. And also something I've realized that we actually don't have all the answers, and we're not supposed to have all the answers. And we are firm believers in OPE, outpost experience. We have to give us your experience. We have to learn from you. I cannot do this. I cannot go there. I don't want to be the example to be using. Anyway, but back to what I was saying. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, you continue. Back to what I was saying. Yeah. So realize that it's also a little bit like there's so many versions of it, and it has a bit of subjectivity to it, like what you're sharing. And for me personally, when I was thinking about it, I realized that it's something that I've been forced to do in this time, as this short time that I've been able to experience in campus. It has taught me to what, and it's teaching me to what, to face, like, when like what you were saying, like what you would have done, like if like the thing is, like you realize a memory is lucid, like, let me just go home. You understand? Adulting is telling you don't go home.
Yeah.
You go and face the music. Like you cannot escape, you cannot run away from your problems. Me personally, I'm a runner. I run from problems. If the situation is uncomfortable, I'm not gonna be there. I'm not Jesus Christ. I don't come to die for you niggas. I'm going to suffer. I'm not Job. So if the situation is difficult, I'm going to find a path of least resistance and go. But I've realized that you can't run away from your problems. Yeah. So me personally, I was thinking about the definition of how I have identified adulthood to be, or I've identified adulting to be. I've looked at it from a perspective of that it's like it's a process, right? It's not something that should happen on the spot, like you have transitioned from now you're now an adult. It's more of a process. It's something that happens like with time, and it's also something. It's the process where you start to interface directly with the realities of the world. Yeah, I think previously we had parents, we had people who are, should I say, okay, realize that certain things you don't interface with them directly. Now, like you don't interface the challenge of where you're going to sleep. You don't interface the challenge of, okay, you do as if at certain level, but you don't interface the challenge of how you're going to be educated. Yeah, you didn't do that up until now. You didn't interface with the challenge of, like, so many things, like basic needs, then going on to maybe things like what else I'm going to look for, like safety, like your growth. That's not even physically, but also mentally. Like your, even previously we don't actually have to interface with the realities of our faith and stuff like that. We were in the safety of school, where we were obliged to actually go and pray or to go and attend service. But now you are at campus, you have that option. Whether you go to church or you don't go to church, that's entirely up to you. Whether you hang out with this crowd or hang out with this crowd, it's entirely up to you. Because this is something that I've learned about Makere. And this is not an abuse. This is not a, we love everyone. But you will find every single kind of personality, every single kind of character in Makere University. You'll find every single Tom, Dick, and Harry. Every single kind, like, picture any character of person, that person is there in that university. And so you choose which people you're going to interact with and which people you're going to. But previously, it wasn't that, we went to certain people went to certain schools, and when we went to certain schools, they interacted with a certain kind of crop of people, the same kind of similar mannerisms, similar experiences, similar challenges, similar backgrounds. But now you are now thrown into campus where you.
So you what do you know about Omuntu Wawansi?
Wawansi?
You who never interacted with them in school.
What do you mean?
And that's what you're saying. You said you went to certain schools.
Do we
so
know
we
which
did.
school I went to? Do people know which school I went to?
You shall not speak.
Guys, exactly. But no, me. The thing is that I'm a very compassionate person.
Okay.
So I tend to relate with even people who I've never encountered. Like, I've been given that gift. Yeah. So don't ask the how. You just allow that. I know, I understand and relate to the Mutua once. But yeah, so that is basically how I've been able to realize how adulting is, looking at what I was experiencing, what the should I say, the confines or the reality that was in high school or even prior to that, then looking at it vis-a-vis what is going on in universities, that you realize that you are not exactly directly interfacing with those responsibilities, those challenges. You aren't exactly interfacing with it. So other people were doing it for you. Yes, you were playing a part and you felt like, oh wow, I feel like that guy, I'm now mature. But no, some people were making the decisions for you. Some people were, you know, you know, you had a timetable and you were supposed to be out of house by this time, so you had to attend classes. Now, you attend lectures. I don't know, that's entirely up to you. You understand? So I feel like that is when you start realizing that decisions you have to that you make have consequences, and everything that you are doing is entirely dependent on you. That's when you start the process of adulting. And I can't say that I've reached that, because still there's certain things that I can still tell you there's certain decisions that are not being made, that I'm not making myself, that some people are making for me. And so, I mean, going back to that, going back to the shift in realities, that has helped us appreciate that now we were we were in high school, we were chilling, but now we are now slowly and surely becoming adults. But also, when I think about it, you realize that, by the way, it's not the same for everyone. It's not linear. Like, what you're going through is not exactly what I'm going through. And so, realize that some people may not exactly identify with the conversation that we're having here, because some people haven't been able to step into that zone for one reason or another. Yeah. And so, but
That
something that
time will
like
come.
that time will come. But then also, like I said, it's subject to opinion. Yeah. We have been able to experience different things, and so I don't take away anyone who I don't say if you haven't done this, you are not
You're not
an
an
adult. If you
Obviously
haven't
not.
gone through this, you haven't reached. You cannot say anything. No, I, we are very different people. We have different
True.
things. Some people will never experience certain things. And you cannot exactly take away that because you haven't done this, bruh. Some people will never do it. So they don't tell you they want to be an adult all their life. So yeah. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, the shift in realities. I think we have to appreciate what was in high school, that we're not that now we're in campus, that realizing by the way, we're now being forced to do this adulting thing. Because realize high school, primary, whatever, prior to campus life or prior to getting out of the traditional or the traditional school system of boarding and and stuff like that, where your parents are literally your decision makers. There are certain realities that were, should I say, that we're exposed to. But now we're now in another kind of system. So I want us to be able to appreciate what are those contrasts, I think.
Okay, I get. I think I'll go back to what I started with when you're talking about adulting.
Yeah.
You never had to be alone in school. Loneliness wasn't a thing unless you were really just
And
you. That's a joke. It's a
like
joke.
I
I
said,
get.
Montu wants to identify with you. We don't like these privileged
How is
people.
a person being lonely?
These privileged people.
Actually, I think it's the privileged people usually find themselves lonely because they can't
Mm.
relate. I'm not speaking from a privileged point of view. No, in some ways I may be by the grace of God.
Yeah.
But what I mean is, in school you never really had to struggle with loneliness. Depression, maybe your depression would come from different things.
Like what
It
is
would
the
come
mark?
for me. I'll speak for me. For me, definitely, it was going to come from books. There was really nothing else.
Books,
It was going to bring me depression in school. I wasn't really chasing clouds. So, but that I saw that have an effect.
Yeah.
Primates too. I think I also was maybe
Chasing cloud. It's fine.
if you want
We
it, right?
went through it.
But those are the things maybe you get. But coming into campus, you can't actually be alone. It can be a lonely place.
Yeah.
You get?
And you can be surrounded by people, but you're alone.
There's also that no feeling lonely in the midst of crowds. So I think that's something I have got to interface with on campus. You know that it is very possible. And you have to learn how to be comfortable in your own company. Something many people are not very fond of.
Yeah.
You realize the people who can't sit in their rooms.
Yeah.
You get someone has a room, but they have to be somewhere else all the time. You know, it's just has an effect on them. Obviously, I wouldn't count being on social media being alone with yourself. social media has a way of just distracts you. You get
It's like it's more
an escape, I would say.
yeah, an escape, a
You get
portal that
something like
helps you to
that.
be able to jump into
But
someone else's life.
to be on your own and like deal with your process your thoughts. You realize even doing it for 10 minutes can be hard. You need to maybe have on music on, and I think it's something we talked about in our sharing. Where was it? That you can't someone can't just sit there.
And
you have to have music on. You have to be listening to a podcast.
You have to be watching something.
You have to look for a series. You just
something has to be
there. You get that's something campus has taught me that we have to get used to that. It's very okay. And the bandwagon is definitely, and if there's also a different thing I'm saying. It's not like it doesn't happen in campus. Peer pressure continues. It's called peer pressure, not teen pressure. Peer pressure, even at 40 years, you see men of 40 years struggling with peer pressure, right? But there is a way. It's easy on in school. You get like I don't go for mess, but everyone is going for mess. So let's go. I also just go. You get. But in campus, it may not just be let's just go. You may not have the money to go for.
I think also I know. I think that okay, there's that, but there's also some people have been conditioned in the peer pressure, right? And so they may not even it may be difficult, but they'll find themselves still going, and they'll find themselves also making some poor, that's a poor life decisions, but making some poor decisions. Because of the fact that they are being locked in that thing of my friends are going here, I should also go here. And like for you, it's not even okay, you cannot be living in denial that I don't think I'm subject to peer pressure. But you find yourself that you cannot, that if your friend says we're not going for a lecture, like you so suddenly you feel like you're so tired. You feel like also you should sleep more. Suddenly your friend has told you, oh, we touch here, what we go. And suddenly you're like, yeah, I think we should
go.
Yeah. So you think that you're making a decision, but actually someone else making the decision for you. Yeah. Then you continue.
Well, there's that. That's what I was trying to draw the contrast. But then also, I don't know, the aspect of stepping outside your comfort zone. There's a way high school encourages you to stay within a comfort zone.
Yeah.
Like you don't really have to do much. Like why? Why? Like, actually, when you do much, you have mobi, bro. You're doing the most, man. First relax, you get. But then here comes campus where it's you can still be critiqued for doing much, but you have to do much.
And also, I think it's easier to be like and you don't care about it because I think
man, I don't know about the not caring.
Are you sure?
I don't know about the not caring.
I mean, like because personally, I feel like because there is so much going on.
To a certain extent, I feel like also
you realize that
there are two kinds of not caring. There's not caring where you genuinely don't like care. Man, I just don't care. Like, who's that? What does it? Man, I don't even know that guy. But then there's the saying of I don't care because it's a way you're conditioning yourself to live by your own way, to break free of the peer pressure. Those two things are quite different. One can mean to really be toxic, you get, because of the energy that you're using to not care. But the other one, you just generally don't care. But there's that aspect of campus where, man, you have to actually now begin to do things. Again, you've seen how people say, I don't use LinkedIn. I think I told myself there are certain things I wanted to do before I actually actively involve myself in LinkedIn. But you'll see people will tell you, this is the plan I had. So I first went and did this. I even did this. I joined this. Like, I'm just using that to make it relatable for many people. You get. Let's say you want to be a lawyer in a certain firm. You get, by a certain age. There are many things you will try and do to see if you check out for those qualifications, right? Starting now. So I think those are the things we were thinking about while we were in high school. You get, like, man, you're not thinking about building a CV while in high school. Like, man, for what? You get? After all, I told you they're not jobs. Great. You shall cross that bridge
when you get there.
But now it becomes real. Because everyone is telling you, for example, how people say, man, there are so many lawyers in the country, there are no jobs. But see, the funny thing at the same time, the Chief Justice says there are so many cases that are in, like, case backlog, you get? Or this is a time where lawyers are needed with all that's happening, you get? So the question you have to ask yourself is, how do I not end up in that squad of there are so many guys who don't have jobs? So you're forced to actually start thinking, you get? I think everyone has been, to a certain extent, everyone has been touched. But now, as I said, the adulting bit, right? And that's the very big contrast that comes with high school. Again, high school, it's very easy for the 6 years to just go with the flow, man. But in campus, there's always somehow you even the guys who may think are just joking around. Man, they're slowly planning. You
Wait,
get saying, I think I should do this.
you are
I do
let me tell you
that.
something. You are. Should I say? Campus has told me. You know someone's house, or you think because this person looks like they are normal
Yeah.
person. I don't even want to verbally joke. People are doing.
For doing things.
Wait, people you find themselves there. You just
Yeah.
don't judge a book by its cover. I think that's something that covers. Don't judge a book by its cover, because people seem like as if they are just doing normal things
Yeah.
like you, and also that's something that by the that can that can send you into depression when you realize, hey, I'm actually being unserious alone. Yeah, can be like, hey, mama, and you figure out. I don't know. There's anyway. That would be like another story altogether. But like, yeah, you realize that people have actually, because in high school the way the things looked uniform, right?
Yeah.
And also you see how we were putting on uniform, even in people's heads, like subconsciously we're actually in a way that we were
We are
doing things
sort of the same.
uniformly,
Yeah.
and like there's a way that things were like everyone was doing almost the same. We were almost basically almost all like at the same level, I would say. But then when you enter campus or when you leave high school, you realize that that uniform mindset has gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes you can think that people are still locked in with you in that uniform mindset. I think for me personally, there's a way that you can think that because we are all doing the same thing,
Yeah.
and we're all going through the same thing, that means we're all approaching it the same way.
Yeah.
And so when you are doing when you think you're doing life the same way, you expect the same results.
Yeah.
For the input that you're putting in. Okay, not to beat about the bush. Yeah. So I think there was this campus. I told you this math has tested me in every single way. Yeah. And so we have had tests like the whole okay, not the whole math, but like the tests have been there. And so there's a way that we we all have basically the same hours, the same 24 hours. But I think for some people, some hours are taken from them and added into other people. Because tell me why. Some some ninjas seem like us, bro. They know the question better than the lecturer. Yet for you, you're barely trying to get by. And trust me, you're also putting in your reading hours. But chika, trust me, someone I was on a call with last night, and we were trauma bonding.
Guys, and you're trauma bonding.
We were trauma bonding. I will tell you something. Great.
This may become a feature of adulting.
This
trauma bonding.
Let me tell you something. Hey, by the way, with Gen Zs you can never know, but we were telling ourselves that we are on 1,000 ways to die. This course is looking for 1,000 ways to kill me. Yeah, it's devising ways, but yeah, and so, but you realize that's not the same reality for some people. Yeah, and let me tell you something. Someone is going to go. Some people who are even working and are doing the course that you're doing, they have other pressure that you don't have.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they're still able to balance it. Or like, what is wrong with me? Yeah? Some people look as if they actually have everything figured out, and for you are barely getting by. For you always struggling, you always crying. Yeah? And so that's something. Also, I think that's another aspect of adulting that I've learned to appreciate, that things are not uniform for everyone. We are not on the same scale.
Yeah.
We're all, I think, on different treadmills at different speeds. We're all running different races. We may look like we're doing the same thing, but we're not doing the same thing essentially. We're all living different lives with different realities. And so, it was a tough pill to swallow. That, okay, so even if I may toil and toil and toil, but I may never reach this guy's level. So I realized, but let me go and sleep. Let me pack up and go and sleep. Because what am I chasing? You understand? whatever it is. So for me, that was personally the one which got me to that. Hey, but this is not adulting. Feels like to realize that it's okay. We're not in the same.
But yeah,
The same.
I feel like that's. I feel like we should have learned that in high school.
At high school, we couldn't learn that. There was so much destruction going
you
on.
guys maybe because we're in different classes. You get because we sat in a class with certain people.
Like you said, you give a disclaimer. For you, your school of thought is quite different.
Yeah, because I feel like this one we can all agree on since we went to the same school. Now I was in the stream with a certain someone we all know. You get
ninja.
yeah, whose name will be kept anonymous.
Hey.
And actually, even you were in another stream with a certain ninja. You get,
and I'm still the same, and he still give me a run for his mic.
Because he defied that he did things we didn't think were possible. Because you did BCM, and the certain things we thought couldn't happen while you're doing BCM.
Great.
And he did it all. You get,
big ups to you. We salute you, sir.
Even that's with the BCM, it's the same thing. You get, and that's when you begin to realize that is a fact. We are different. But then I also began to accept this, and I don't know how it's going to come out for you. But you see, I don't know who exactly said it. People say it's Einstein who said it, but I don't know if it was really Einstein who said it. But you cannot judge a monkey's intelligence fish's intelligence, by how ability to climb a tree.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. You get? Our lecturer kept saying, yesterday, our lecturer kept saying, if you know you're working and you're doing this course, please leave. It's not for you. Because what are you doing? This course, like, it needs all your time. Said you first go and do tourism, what?
Go hang out in
I feel like, man, there are guys actually doing these courses. What's up?
Yeah.
But you get, like, that, and it's a reality. But the fact is, there are people who are doing other things and they are punishing the course. Let me say it that way.
Yeah.
You get? And you have to accept that reality. The fact is, it's going to be a tough pill for many people to swallow.
But there
are people doing that.
We shall give you some water.
I don't use law school because I'm going to have to go back there on Monday. But you see, the idea is that there are people who are doing the course maybe because they just couldn't do math. You get? It is a reality. The people that tell you, man, and I'm not saying it from a place of judgment. You get?
Yeah,
but it shows that people don't put much thought to what they are doing now. And unfortunately, they don't do that even in school. They don't sit down and say, man, this is how we see your ability. So, you know what? I think you should do this.
I think also we have been conditioned to die on these hills. We die on the hill of education.
But it's a dream.
Die on the hill. No, not dreams. There's dreams, yeah, but there's also expectations. Some people they didn't have the choice of that. I was going to this. It was already.
Those are different. No, those are in their own category. You get?
Exactly.
But there are people who had choices, yes, and they are dying on this hill of dreams, but it's killing them. And your dream may not be compatible. It's a tough pill to swallow. Because even me, sometimes when maybe marks don't come out the way I want, it'd be like, what's up here? You get that kind of situation. But then I accept it. In this world, we're not the same, guys. There are people who will be able to do 5 things at a go. And
I still have time to sleep.
At least, even sleep aside.
Please sleep. How are you able to sleep? How are you doing those things?
At worst,
you are yourself.
They will be moderate at something. They won't be below moderate. You get at one of the 5 things they are doing. You get. Yeah, you have to accept, guys.
There are some people who whatever they touch, excellent.
Now I feel like that's also being sharp. That's also being sharp. Because it means to a certain extent, you don't take yourself where you see, man, I have no future here. You get? Why am I going to carry myself into a field where I'm going to have to be putting in so much energy? Let me do what I know is compatible with me. I shine at it. I get rewarded for it. That's something we also have to learn. You get? It's just that unfortunately, there are certain, should I say, merits that everyone has to have to go into a certain place. You get? So you'll see everyone chasing after the same thing. So take for instance like CGPA. You get? Oh man, all of us want a first class, and it's at the end of the day, yes, it is the bare minimum you could have. You get? But it's the bare minimum. If you can't have anything else, if you don't have the connections, if you have not like evolved yourself,
it's the one I think which we have the most control over.
Yeah, exactly. You get? So at least you do that. But yeah, that man, I feel like
first class
secondary taught us, guys, we don't operate the same way. People are on another level. Just respect that. If you have to read 24 hours, 7 days a week, you do it. Don't go to that side. Don't take on more.
Anyway, if you are there, just get a bottle of water, drink it. Yeah, if the pills are becoming too tough to swallow. But yeah, I think there's so many. I think that's an aspect of adulting. We're now swallowing pills. We're now swallowing pills because we're realizing, what we thought we knew, it's not actually like what's on ground. That things are tough.
But is it also
there's a contrast between the reality
in the aspect
and
of doing the other things? Because we've talked about people who be doing other things as they're balancing academics.
Yeah.
And talk about the contrast with high school. I think you see in high school you could be your doing of other things was optional. You get when you realize, man, the fact that I am doing sports so much and maybe debate so much, or I'm involved in events so much, I can cut it off. You get, but we're at a point where it sounds funny, but some of these things are on the same
level.
On the same level with the academics.
Yeah.
And
there's a way that these students, oh my, by the way, that's some program we should just, I'm sorry to say, please do not come at time. And I know the administrator who is going to is going to be attacked by this. But there's a way that I said something. There's something I'll if like you know that thing where I say time was a pack again. Let the video reach the person is supposed to reach. Because you know there's a way they say that the core business is academics, right? But
in high school it was again.
It was, but like you guys, the way that in our minds was conditioned, that everything else is a joke. This is a serious thing, So they will tell you if you're performing like maybe say poorly, and because maybe you're playing sports, will be like first stop going to the field, first reach that time and go and read, or if you're doing something else, first leave it. So everything else could be cut off. So there will never be the saying book, or maybe you're not performing well in rugby. First, stop attending the biology class. First, stop attending the math class.
That's also partially part of adulting. The realization that I don't want to go into all that philosophy and conspiracy, but sometimes the system is also not in your favor. To choose your own path can be very dangerous many a times, and can involve a lot of work. To say, I'm not going to follow the crowd, I'm going to move away.
That's what we are
but
adulting to be.
When we look at many adults who have gone before us, are they doing that? Many have chosen to play it safe.
Many have chosen to play it safe.
The reality.
That's the thing.
Because, for example, let's say you're in a field of medicine, but at the same time you want to do this. This is not showbiz. What's this? You're not doing showbiz.
We're chilling.
Let's say you want to actually invest.
Invest in this. This podcasting, this content creation.
People look at you and be like, it doesn't add up, man. Pick one. But what if I don't want to pick one? What if I want to be able to do both? We had I just don't remember his name. As one of the few students who have got first classes in law over the years at Macquarie. He did engineering. He passed quite well. I don't know if he got a first class. I'm not so sure there. After doing engineering, he came and did law and got a first class. You get, like, this is someone who, along the way, people would have told him, but man, you've already passed engineering. Why do you need to? Probably it was something he really wanted to do. You get, or he wanted to propel himself into certain positions. So, unfortunately, that is the position adulting has pushed us in. Where, man, maybe yes, I'm doing law, but at the same time, I want to be able to do this. At the same time, I also want to be able to pursue poetry. At the same time, I want to be a writer. At the same time, you get. So, is it a must for us to have to choose?
I don't know. I have to be in one box.
You get,
and be there.
It's definitely a question we have to ask. But that's why it comes back to.
Our viewers should let us know. If you have experience, you come and tell us that you guys. You just stay in your lane. Stay with your books. Chili chika. Please read your books. If you're on the end of the other side of the pendulum, you tell us, man, guys, diversify yourselves, diversify your interests, diversify your passions, and your time and stuff like that, so you can be able to. I think because they keep on telling us, have what do they say? Have what do they call them? Have other pursuits that you have, other things that you're chasing and stuff like that. So anyway, we've had quite we have gone in all corners, we have gone this side, we've gone this side, but basically that topic that we're trying to handle or trying to think about or trying to dissect and put apart is adulting, and how it is different for certain people. But also I want us to tackle that. People be like, it's subjective, and like it is, we cannot be everyone has their own opinion, has their own experience. But I feel like
I
there's
also have
some
a bone to
things.
pick with those people. For them, everything is subjective. Man, make up your mind.
Hey, no, and remember, we all have different experience. We're all going through different things, and so there's nothing of that. Everything is subjective. But I think there's some things that we have to be able to pick apart and be like,
This one is not
Sounds a
subjective.
lie. Please.
Yeah.
Go and lie to somebody else. But this one we're going to fight. This one, I will die on this hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. There has to be those things that we can be able to say that, let us first put this on aside. Yeah. The subjectivity is just, there's subjectivity, but then there's just pure deception. You are just lying to us and lying to yourself in the process as well. So, what are those things, those misconceptions that people have about adulthood that you're like, even me in my small experience that I have, I realized this is a fraud.
Yes, I think first of all, I'm very young in this field. You're asking the wrong person. Because I
would have researched.
I'll say,
did research.
I'll say something, then some 30-year-old looks at me and is like, this kid, what's this guy jazz? But for the few years I've been an adult legally, I think there's partially a misconception about having to suffer. Like suffering. As an adult, you have to suffer. Bro, what do you mean?
It's a soft life ambassador.
I don't really believe in that. The only
ambassador.
suffering that is merited in my life is suffering for Christ.
That's the only
I'm not suffering for. Why am I suffering? Why?
Wow.
I only have to suffer for Christ.
Can't you
It's the only suffering Scripture has put upon me.
I said you have to.
This is the one. You know, he said, he talks about how if he was hated, the world will hate us. To such things, I expect that kind of suffering. Again,
you can suffer for Christ.
I may not enter into certain. Yes, I may not enter into certain spaces because I'm a Christian. There's a basketball player who lost his opportunity in the NBA recently because of professing Christ. Those things happen. You get. But then there's an unnecessary suffering. Like people believe. I speak from a place of experience. I would say I had that mentality for quite some time that you have to. You get. There's that way we believe suffering merits. There's a way it magnifies. It makes us feel like we are doing something with our lives.
No,
we're not suffering. We're not doing something.
Suffering as if qualifies that you are on the right track. You're doing the right thing. Hard work.
I don't think that's a reality because there are people who suffer from beginning to end. We were analyzing the book Animal Farm recently by George Orwell, and then there was. Is it donkey? No, donkey.
I think it was horse. The horse.
It's the horse.
Yeah.
No, the horse that was elegant and what was it?
There were two horses. There was the male and the female. Yeah. Okay, maybe I remember the movie because I don't remember the book itself.
And he suffers a lot till death. You get? And that could be you, man. You could die because you're suffering. Like, it is a reality. Let me tell you.
You're literally speaking. Let me tell you something. You know how if a medical student lands in this episode, you're going to discourage them.
But it's the truth. It's the truth. Let me tell you. I realized that we are so much in a box. I have to give a shout out to Conrad for this one. Conrad says, once you break free of the matrix, every day can be a weekend. That's so interesting. And to some extent, it's so true because it perturbed me how so many people were disturbed by the fact that we went out on a Monday. And I'm like, wait,
but I think
this disturbs you guys so much.
Let me ask before you continue. But you should just go out on a Monday because the things are normally cheaper on Monday.
Not really. What do you mean? Why?
And there are deals on Monday.
I don't know.
Like buy one get two free.
But we did get a deal.
You see?
For the people who bought for those who bought the burgers, they did get the 1 buy 1 free. But that aside, I feel it's quite different because at the end of the day, I can't even really say it's about that because we have people still wait for the weekend to go out.
Yes, that's
true. So if it was about deals, people would be floating.
No, that's me.
I get your point. But you guys,
I'm exposed, babe.
But you guys, you will die if you don't. You need to first also go out and enjoy yourself. It's a reality. It sounds like we're preaching a false gospel, but you have to. And I think that's also part of one of the things about adulting. That someday you just wake up and say, "You guys, today I'm going out." Obviously, that can be a very poor financial decision. You get?
That is so true.
It can be a very poor, but that's why it's important to normalize some of these things. That maybe at the end of the month I will try and go out if my budget allows, or every weekend if your budget allows, depending. So for me, that's a very big misconception about adulting. Someone feels we are suffering, so we are adulting. What if you're suffering because of your own folly? You know, if you're able to retrace your steps, could you be like, oh man, I'm actually suffering here because I made my own mistakes.
Yeah.
But also, I think there's the falsehood of adulting of we are now free.
Hey, we can do whatever we want.
We have landed. You get? And there's a falsehood about freedom, because you can still be free and be a slave to certain things.
Yeah.
I don't see the reason I don't want to keep referring to the party life and drinking and all, because I don't do it. You get? It's one thing to speak from outside and you're judging people inside. I want to use something relatable to me, though I'm struggling to find that thing that's relatable. But I'll use it either way and try to be discreet in a way. Try to be
understanding, accommodating.
You see, the people that will make you see that. But no, actually, I do have friends, who are entering campus, and that was it. I am finally free. I can now go for concerts, I can now go and drink, I can now go and...
I can stay out as much as I want.
It started from a place of, I also want to see what this life is like. To, this is now my life.
To, how did I cannot function without this life.
Like, it becomes how, we've been doing Atomic Habits recently, and he talks about, you should be able to realize that there are certain cues, certain things. And that's why I don't like that whole mindset, why we are suffering, because there's a way when you're suffering, your mind will say, this is the solution now.
True.
Because you have
told yourself, when I'm in this situation, this is what I do.
So it's the same thing. Some people, whenever we are suffering, now I have to go out and drink. Whenever we are suffering, I have to go out to Pandali. But I think there are times when, if you're struggling, just takes... I think the book of Lamentations is the one that says it. I think Lamentations 3. Like, withdraw, for some time.
Me, my advice, sleep.
It is. So this is simple thing.
Just sleep.
Sometimes people have not eaten. Someone has been reading what, and you can find that the only issue the guy is having is there's not eaten food, man. Just go and eat. So these small things, you guys. I want to make adulting seem so complicated. So yeah, go and jog. Like, okay, man, that one may be tough for some people. But that's what I think. Those are some of the things.
It has a specific weight requirement. So it is.
Those are some of the things that off the top of my head I could say. One is the whole ideology of suffering, and the falsehood of freedom. Because in chasing freedom, you can become a slave to some of those things. I think those are the misconceptions I see around adulthood. Yeah, I think.
I think the one, not the one, but the one I'll pick out for obviously for interest of time because we're almost done. It's not linear. Life is not linear, and life is never meant to be linear. And also, all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. I would say. I start from a place of that. Oh wow! Oh my God! Now I'm not what I don't have. Like, should I say? Okay, what can I call it? It's not. Life is never supposed to be fair. Like, it's not supposed to be an equal matrix system that because I do this, is supposed to happen, and because I'm like this, this is supposed to happen. You understand? Or because there's a way that we think we get entitled to certain things, or get entitled to certain kinds of things, experience or notions and stuff like that, because we're being a system which was a rewarding system. So because in high school they used to award who have performed excellently, and I'm not shading people who are bright. Personally, I look up to. I've tried and I'm trying to be like you, but because there's a reward system for academic excellence. Now with the real world, you can go, you can study, get a first class, and still have no job. And someone can have even a second class or even a pass, and they're ready, So life is not supposed to be fair. It's supposed to be equal. We're not supposed to be on the same level. It's not supposed to be understand. So there is that ideology should leave our minds. But then also the other ideology that I think has been shoved down our throats is that this conventional path of studying, that life is supposed to be like that conventional thing of that we went to school, went to high school, went to university, get a job, and then like life is supposed to move in that conventional kind of path. Yeah, I think that's something that we have told ourselves. True. That's how life. That's
the Ugandan dream.
That's how. That's the Ugandan dream.
Go and build a house in the village.
Go and buy land first. First buy land.
Okay, the Ugandan dream.
Buy land, build a house. Yeah. before you are 30 as a man. Actually, before you're
but no, before that is not realistic. Before it's either before 40 or during your 40s.
Before 40 at least. Before 40. But also now, like for a girl, the Ugandan dream, after you get married, after you finish immediately after campus,
get married.
Bro, you're on the countdown.
Some people the courses they're doing are not going to allow them.
In a countdown. And that's why people in education to delay certain realities. To delay. Because they know once they jump out like this,
they'll be betrayed.
The 5 episodes of the introduction is the next day. So there's that for the girl, the Ugandan dream is after campus, get married, have kids, what? There's that kind of thing that was being sold. And I don't think it can be your dream, it can be how you want your life to map out, but we shouldn't be conditioned that's how life is supposed to be. We shouldn't be conditioned that we're just supposed to be in this matrix of I think we should.
But sorry to stop you there. But I think that's very two-sided. Because also now we're also getting used to the new gospel on the streets.
Of what?
Books are not everything. There are those schools that had education is the key to success. I don't know if they've changed their mottos now. Yeah, but these days, unfortunately, see the reason I have an issue also with contrasting that statement is because that's what people have. You get
that's all people have.
All people have. People have, that is it. Someone is living in the village knowing, man, this is all I have. What do you want them to do? Exactly.
Now that's what I'm saying. Like, if that is your dream,
I feel like the spoiled system
that is your dream.
Is why education is no longer the key to success. It should be.
The spoiled system, like the system.
Yes, the system is spoiled. Okay, I'm not going to go into that today.
But let me tell you something.
It should be the key to success.
It should. I think also now this is another topic that even I was talking about just recently. So I don't think it's the education itself. It's the education system or the school system. Like how we are prepared to go into the world. We're not prepared from a place of where we're doing things like we are getting more software about ourselves. We're just conditioned to cram ourselves into.
So we're not told applicability.
We're not told applicability. We're not told.
And the bulk of us want to get jobs.
Exactly.
We're not thinking of how to create.
Exactly. We're thinking about how do I survive in this system.
Yeah.
So you look at how best can I tailor my CV, my LinkedIn profile, so I can convince this boss to hire me. So we're looking at validation.
Open up a LinkedIn podcast at Catalyst.
We will not get connections.
These days.
We will not get. People may not follow us on LinkedIn.
No, I'm saying I should open up and I add it to one of my credentials.
Yeah, but I'm already there by
I did one of my credentials, podcaster.
But yeah, so that's for me. That's my big. Those are like my two biggest misconceptions about adulthood. That things are linear. That you do this and this will happen, and I think I don't think it's more of adulthood. I think it's more of a mindset we go in when for a time when we're adults, and then life beats it out of us.
Yeah.
It makes us realize, And also, like I said, realities are different for some people. Like some people, they'll never actually appreciate that life. Some people, for them, what they put in, what they get out. Like for them, that's how their lives will be. And like, if you like that, we are one of the favored few. And for us, we have to be told the truth before we start meandering. But yeah, that one, and also about the aspect of the linear kind of thing. Sorry, the Ugandan dream. That man, you go through school, you do this, you do this, you do that. You're supposed to do that. Some people are living in their life. I'm supposed to do this. This is what I'm supposed to do at a certain kind of time. And they have things that they want to do, but they can't actually do them because they're being conditioned in their minds that this is what I'm supposed to do at this time. If I don't do this, I will fail. If I don't do
so
this,
your advice to people is, if you want to make music, go out and make your music.
Please.
If you want to indulge in acting,
we need
go
more
out and indulge.
We need more barakas. We need less of the. I'm not saying that name.
Want to decampaign people here?
I can't decampaign people.
Yeah.
I can't do that. But yeah, we need more barakas. We need more tojos. We need people who are going out and seeking after their passions. If your passion is books, we salute you. Yeah. We aspire to be like you.
Academicians.
Yeah. You teach how to. No. Let me not go so far.
But okay, it's not a bad thing, but I think it's actually
another part of adulthood.
Being at School of Law has taught me that I have seen lecturers who show up and they look really good. Like you don't think a lecturer is like, this guy is living a nice life, So it's not a bad route to take.
Anyway, like okay, it has been us. This we can continue this conversation for until I feel like there's so many
You
things
see,
what
until
we
the
didn't
what?
touch.
What's that saying? We can do until the what comes home.
Until I think the chicken, the hens come
Where do
home.
you guys even get these sayings from? But
I
anyway,
can't remember for you.
the
Africans.
Africans.
Before you grew up in a home which they don't have chickens. The first one had chickens.
So the
That's why
chickens would leave and come back. You're doing free range.
They're free range. They go, let them go and they come back. Anyway, that's something that we're leaving you just to ponder on. Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, we can continue this conversation on and on and on and on and on, but we have to say goodbye and also give you some time to think about it. Then you come and tell us what you learned, what we left out, so you can be able to go back and prepare more. Yeah. Anyway, it has been us, Catalyst UG. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow. Follow. I'm going to start beating people. Follow. Hey, we start beating you, we hit you with pavers. But no, that's jokes. But anyway, yeah. So make Catalyst UG. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, follow. Also let us know what in this conversation, you felt like
Really resonated with you.
That you feel like you also have your experience. You want to share your experience. We want to be able to hear what you have to say. Yeah, it has been us. I don't know what else we can say. Oh, we're in a beautiful space today. We're supposed to do these things. We're in a beautiful space. It's called like a Sita. Please.
Many people frequent these places,
right? I realized by the way we should
put them on the map first.
I think we actually are doing some small marketing here.
Yeah. And your students don't have money when you guys are coming to such places. In Uganda, you're poor alone. Because I'm parting words.
Me, I can identify. We don't have money. So these rich people, we shall leave them in their own group chat.
I keep receiving those blessings, but every day people say that. I say amen.
Amen. Rich.
Amen.
First who are
proclaiming.
First who are in your midst, you don't benefit at all.
You proclaim.
This is how rich people stay rich. Very selfish.
That's the capitalist system.
Very selfish.
We should talk about that sometime.
We have to go and make research. Yeah, but anyway, it has been lovely. It has been a blast. Yeah, we shall keep the conversations coming. Yeah, it has been. I remain Manzi Warren. Yeah, and
Larok Timothy as usual.
Yeah, we shall see you next time. Bye bye.